Hello and welcome to the British English Podcast with your host, Charlie Baxter. And today I have an episode with Harry. And Harry and I do a YouTube channel, and we've done it for quite a few years. And at the beginning of doing it, we felt like we were absolute geniuses for discovering a style of footage. And it was called Sofa Chats. And we recorded like 4 or 5 episodes of these. And then we looked back and thought, they're rubbish. They're absolutely rubbish. We can't broadcast these. So what we're going to do today is exactly that. We're going to do Sofa Chats. We're going to bring it back. We're going to do it as well, or hopefully better than before. And we're going to get some real English in there and discover some cultural things, because I've got a lovely list of questions, but we're going to keep it, relaxed, pretending that we're just on the sofa and we're just having a chat. So with that in mind, Harry, come on in, have a little sit on the sofa. You could even take off your shoes and tell me how the ruddy hell you are.
Yeah, I could put on my slippers, sit down next to you on the sofa, slouch back and just chill out. I'm good, thank you. Nice to be here. Hello, people. This chair, I wish it was more sofa-y. It's quite hard. It's very rigid. Your chair looks a bit more comfortable. It looks like a proper desk chair.
It is a proper desk chair. It's Stacey's company's desk chair that I've stolen from them. They gave it to her during lockdown, and it's like £1,000. And my back was really bad before this chair. And now that they've gone back to the office, she should be taking it back to the office. But I've told her no. And so far, they haven't noticed her just standing at the desk.
Oh, yeah. Stacey, why have you asked for a stand-up desk? No reason. That sounds nice. Yeah, it looks like an expensive desk chair.
Yeah, it feels good.
Yeah.
Feels good.
Okay, yeah. Is it? Do you ever do you recline quite a lot when you sit on that?
I was reclining a lot earlier. I feel like I should now, but I've got the camera on as well, so it'll be a bit weird. Yeah.
Hard to feel productive at that kind of angle.
Exactly. But yeah, I just saw you take a sip of almost a pint of water. It didn't look too cold though. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. This is warm water. I've for some reason got quite a few Chinese students at the moment.
Right.
And we've ended up talking about the temperature of their water. And one of my students has a theory.
This episode comes with a free worksheet over on the website, thebritishenglishpodcast.com. So grab that and you can listen along whilst using it.
Chinese people tend to age better than us in the West. Their skin seems younger, and you might see there's a neighbour. My parents have a neighbour called Mrs. Smiley. Okay, Mrs. Smiley. I don't know what her first name is. It's not Mrs. It's called Mrs. Smiley. She's from China, and she looks about 50. She's like 78 or something.
Wow, that's 28 years younger.
I know, yeah. I know, it's amazing. She looks great. And I think the secret to her, longevity is that she drinks warm water. A lot of my Taiwanese students said, yeah, because here in Taiwan, we always drink warm water or even hot water. I laughed out loud when he said he drinks hot water. I thought, what a nutter. But then I spoke to another Chinese student, Jason. It just happens to rhyme with Kason. So I've got Kason from Taiwan, Jason from China. Jason also drinks hot water. I laughed when he said it.
What, he laughed exactly the same amount again?
It was actually Jason who said it first, and I laughed. Okay. I didn't laugh I don't think I laughed at Kason as well. But he said, I think maybe there could be some logic in that. Because our body, in the morning when you drink cold water, it's such a shock to the system.
It is. I quite like that shock, in my opinion. It kind of wakes me up. It gets me rehydrated, in my opinion. But yeah, I see what you mean. Is it the warmness or is it the warm water? Could I get away with warm beer if I could stomach that? And would I be looking 50 at 78 years old?
I think depends. If it's nice weak beer, then you're still
nice.
That's
nice weak beer
or horrible weak beer. But that's what they used to do in Germany, wasn't it? You bored me with a story about that, having been on some brewery tour. They used to hydrate themselves with beer, didn't they? In Germany, wartime Germany, or
the brewery tour was not a bore. Certainly not a bore. No, but the way I told it was a bore. Yes, that's exactly right. But they didn't have it warm. They just had beer. The process of making beer boils the water in that kind of thing. But yeah, they don't consume it hot.
Right. Okay. Well, if they had, they might have lived a bit longer.
Yeah. Anyway, so I've heard about the idea of Easterners aging better, and I had an Eastern student, I believe Chinese, and she said that we joke about when a male Easterner marries a female Westerner, and they think, oh no, they've done the wrong thing. Because, in a couple of years, that Westerner is going to deteriorate rapidly. Mm. Whereas if it's the other way around, they often applaud it. They're like, oh, yeah, good decision. Yeah, investment. They'll go far. It's kind of like buying a car that doesn't, has a long shelf life. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the dream. Yeah. Whereas if you get us, that's like getting a Vauxhall Nova.
Yeah, a Vauxhall Nova, exactly. Will rust.
Punto, like an old Fiat Punto.
Yeah, it'll rust within 10 years. Yeah.
It's not got very good mileage.
No, exactly not. Right. So that's the small talk. But remember, it's sofa chats, Charlie. So chill out. There's no real structure.
Talk, isn't it?
Yeah. But guys, we've said a lot of vocabulary, and I'm going to be making some free worksheets. So go grab them over on the BritishEnglishPodcast.com. But we're going to go on to a conversation menu. I picked these up a while ago because I thought maybe I could actually have a conversation with my girlfriend, now fiance. Thank you very much.
Maybe I could actually have a conversation with her.
Yeah, because, we ran out of things to talk about. And I think I got these free, but no, I paid for them. I did. Anyway, the concept is to have 4 questions per course over a dinner. And it's to cut through the small talk, get to the juicy stuff in a topic. And I've chosen the topic of culture because it's a culture-based podcast, isn't it, Harry?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So imagine, if you will, we're on a sofa, but we've got a 3-course meal coming, and we've got a starter, and we've got 4 dishes, if you will, in the starter. And the first one, and feel free to, ask me it back if you don't really have an idea yet. But the first one for culture is, what would you like a book to explain to you? What would you like a book to explain to you?
The birds and the bees. Well, firstly, I wouldn't eat a 4-course meal sat on a sofa.
3-course meal. 3-course meal with 4 dishes per course.
4 dishes per course?
Yeah, but imagine it's like tapas.
Okay. All right. If it's tapas, I can eat that sat on a sofa.
Yeah, exactly. Tapas on a sofa. That's the new version of Sofa Chats.
Have we got a coffee table with all the tapas laid out on the coffee table?
Yeah, it's kind of like a blend between that and I'm imagining us naked as Romans dropping grapes from a height into our mouth.
We're naked eating tapas together on the sofa.
Yeah, I feel like we are. No?
Well, could I be in my pants?
You can be in your pants.
I don't want to be sat there completely naked.
Well, this seems counter to the fact that you sleep naked whenever we're in a bed together.
Well, yeah, but I'm covered up. Well, if I got a blanket on me, then I don't want to get tapas on the blanket.
Anyway, so what would you like a book to explain to you other than The Birds and the Bees, which is a nice phrase, which would you like to explain that one, or shall I while you think?
You explain it. You're good at that. You're good at sex.
Good at sex. Well, there you go. So The Birds and the Bees is a conversation that the parents often have with the teenage children when they think that they are starting to come into a period of their life where they're getting romantic with the other gender, or if they're bisexual or homosexual, you still need this conversation. The Birds and the Bees talks about sex basically, and being safe with sex.
Yeah, important chat. I don't know if I've ever actually had that conversation. Maybe I have. But anyway, a book. I would love everyday things, because then I could use it with my students as an exercise to teach them everyday vocabulary.
Okay, yeah. Everyday things.
How to make a cup of tea, for example. Then that would contain all of the vocab for a student of English to know exactly the right words, the right vocabulary, the right verbs to explain the process of making a cup of tea. But for everyday actions like that, you see, Charlie, I've always got my students in mind.
You do.
It's not about me.
Do.
It's not about what I know. It's what I want my students to know.
Exactly. Noble. Yeah. Sacrificing yourself. It's what a teacher does best. I'd like to remind you that if you are listening to this message, then you are not taking full advantage of the British English podcast, as we have the Academy, which is where I pour my blood, sweat and tears into every single episode. I go into further detail, giving you more content to enjoy, and then deliver manually edited transcripts, video explanations of the advanced expressions used in the episode, pronunciation practice, quizzes, assignments, flashcards, glossaries for all the definitions, etc., etc. So if you wanted to come away using the advanced language I'm exposing you to in each episode with confidence, then I highly recommend you join the Academy. To do that, you can head over to the BritishEnglishPodcast.com, and you'll even be able to get a sample of the Academy completely free. And Harry is an example of that.
Always thinking of my students, always. Yeah. I recently realised that I've been making teas pretty badly for quite a few years. I've not been... How do you make a cup of tea, Charlie?
I do go the lazy route, but I have been taught by my Australian cousin, weirdly, but he's quite upper class, or he thinks he is. I know, that's what I mean, yeah. But he warms the pot, meaning he puts the hot water in the mug before and then boils the kettle again almost, and then gets it to the boiling degrees, and then chucks the old water out that warmed the pot, and then puts the new water in with the tea at the same time.
The pot being the mug?
Yes, yeah. Normally they would do it in a teapot, but nowadays we're just...
Oh wow, they are posh.
Yeah.
So you're using a teapot?
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
Wow. And little cups and saucers and everything.
Yeah. The full work.
Yeah, it's so nice having a proper little tea party. Me and Marina did that loads at the start of lockdown. We're like, oh, should we have a tea party?
What, in your house?
Yeah, just sat on the sofa naked. It was nice. It was like...
Did you not burn yourself?
No, I had a saucer. I wouldn't rest the mug on. But
yeah,
if you are thinking, I don't actually have a coffee table, so I've got a puff, or as you would call a poof. I had it on a saucer, little saucer, cup and saucer,
Yeah.
I've got a really nice little tea set, actually.
I don't doubt it, Harry. I don't doubt it for a second. Yeah, that's good.
I never did that. I never warmed the pot. I would just put the boiling water with one tea bag, probably, in the teapot, let it brew for a couple of minutes, and then dispense it into a cup. I'd have a little beaker with milk in, and I'd put the milk in. Pretty normal way of making a cup of tea, actually. But I'll tell you how I've been making tea in a mug, because some people can't be bothered to make a teapot of tea every time. So I was making the mistake of putting the milk in too early. I wasn't fully allowing the tea to infuse. I wasn't letting the tea brew.
To brew. Yeah.
I wasn't allowing it to brew. And so my tea just weren't that flavoursome, flavourful. So I started leaving the tea bag in for longer. I can see from your face you're very entertained. What better topic to talk about on a sofa than tea?
Exactly. Yeah. I can't blame you. I asked for it. I said, let's do sofa chats again. Let's bring it back. Yeah. Okay. Next question, though. What has shaped your taste in interior decoration, Harry?
Are you joking? Is this what you do when you're out for a meal with Stacey? You ask her a question. Right, darling. My darling wife-to-be. Here's a question. You can learn anything from a book. What would it be? Oh, boring, Stacey. Come on, next question.
We haven't done these questions yet.
No. What shaped my mum? My mum's interior design has shaped mine because she was the genius,
the brains.
Here. She's responsible for the majority of colours in this room. I gave her money to buy my cushions.
Oh, that's nice of you.
She bought me every lamp I have in here was a birthday present from my mum, and they follow a specific colour scheme, which is kind of golden or it's kind of coppery.
Yeah,
kind of
coppery,
vibe. Copper.
Yeah.
And the mirror, there's a mirror which also follows that colour scheme. So, I'm going to say my mum, but it's all down to her. I don't really have my own unique interior design taste, but
no,
I think my mum has nice taste. So I've just kind of
You've gone with her. Has Marina tried to change it in any way?
She's definitely wanted to put her stamp, or leave her mark on the flat. And she's done that by filling the room with photos of herself.
Don't forget me when I'm on the cruise ship.
And I literally can't. She is, everywhere I turn, her face is there, which is nice. She has a lovely face, so it's nice to look at.
That's good. Yeah. Okay. Heaven forbid she would be against the copper vibe that your mother's laid down.
No, yeah. Actually, Marina really has got into the whole copper vibe.
She
likes it very much. Because we did do some feng shui, which is, is that Japanese feng shui? The art of moving things around, creating symmetry in a room and a different mood in the room by moving stuff around.
Yeah. In other words, procrastinating. No, I'm joking. Yeah,
exactly.
I agree.
That's what we were doing because it was lockdown and, I didn't want to work. She wasn't working. So we're like, well,
we've had tea. What should we do? Yeah.
Tea party?
We've just done that. Should we move stuff around? All right.
We moved stuff around yesterday. Yeah. But that was a nice
another photo.
Yeah, let's take another photo of me. It was nice, and she got into that. So good activity. Yeah.
Good.
What about you though? Where did you get your taste for it? You've definitely got a nice kind of eye for what looks good in a room, haven't you? You definitely have.
I think I like keeping it clean and tidy. I'm a bit obsessed with that, but I think Stacey has definitely influenced me. Before I just had I know it doesn't really count being at uni, but I had just like a speaker on the table and one lamp, and I thought that was cool. I thought that was good, but
was your lamp illuminating a camera?
Illuminating a camera,
like you've got behind you?
Oh. No. I was years away from this genius behind me.
It looks good. It looks good though. Sometimes I think, does that camera need the lamp on it? Is that keeping the battery up or something?
Oh, yeah, it does need to be in a warm area at all times.
Yeah, it looks nice. But yeah, you have a nice eye for detail. So yeah, I think everyone at uni has got a speaker on a table. A big
I know. Yeah, I think Stacey has helped me. I mean, she's a designer, for God's sake. So yeah, naturally she's shown me a bit more design, but you know, many times I'll still come back from the shops and she'll be like, "What are you doing? No, take it back."
What kind of thing has that happened with? Like you bought a cushion or something, and she was like, "That is horrific."
I don't go near cushions. I can't touch a cushion. She'll remove it from our site even before it's through the door. No, I don't go near that because she gets a lot of free cushions from work, so that's probably not. I probably shouldn't say that. What do I bring to the table?
Cameras.
That plant. I really like plants.
That plant.
I like plants.
Yeah, and photos. That photo in the middle is absolutely beautiful.
There we go. And that was my drone. So I took an aerial photo of Stacey in a rock pool. There we go.
Oh, I didn't realise Stacey was in it.
Yeah. I mean, this doesn't go down great for a podcast, but yeah, there's a nice photo. Just imagine a rock pool and lots of white water crashing against the rocks, and then there's a rock pool with Stacey in it. Lovely,
beautiful. Yeah. Although Stacey's not the centerpiece, you can't really see her.
No, I wanted it to be subtle. I didn't want to sort of do a Marina and make it all about her.
That's good. To do a Marina, to do a Harry, do a Charlie. Oh,
I suppose it just means to do something like that person, but it's incredibly colloquial, isn't it?
It is, yeah. It's very colloquial, yeah. We say it a lot, often to like mock someone or poke fun.
Yeah. If someone's forgotten something, you say, "Oh, he's done a Harry," for example.
Yeah, exactly. What would it be if someone said, "Oh, he's done a Charlie"? What would you assume that someone has shat the bed?
No, I haven't done that for a few years actually. I think probably double booked myself. Yeah, I'm terrible with personal calendars. Really bad. I put work first. Although there was a story recently where my academy members, I was driving over to a friend's house to help her move her furniture into her new place with Stacey on a Sunday, and it was about 7 p.m. or 6:50. I was on the motorway going over, and then I got a little alert on my phone, on my watch, saying you've got 10 students in 10 minutes for an academy class. And I was like, I've forgotten about the class. So I had to do an immediate U-turn, crashed into a couple of cars, but managed to get home on time and teach the class. Stacey got an Uber. No, Stacey took the car and I got an Uber over an hour later.
Good for you. Well done for getting back for it, though.
Yeah, I was stressed. I was very stressed. But I did actually manage to get back on time, maybe 1 minute late, but yeah.
Oh, well done. Did you have to come up with a lesson plan on the way back, or did you already have a lesson planned?
I did have to come up with something on the way back.
Sofa chat. Right, guys.
Yeah. Exactly. Right, let's go on to another question. If someone were to make a film of bits of your life, what might be key elements of the plot? These are big questions, aren't they?
That'd be a sad film.
But maybe think about certain parts of your life, your childhood, your teenage years, humping a lamp. Surely that's got a feature.
Humping a lamp? Oh, I've never humped that lamp behind Charlie, in case anyone's wondering.
No.
I only hump lamp posts. It's kind of a rule. So what would be the main chapters or like highlights of the film?
Yeah, if someone were to make a film of bits of your life, what might be the key elements of the plot? Oh, sorry. Oh, okay, so a bit different maybe. The key elements of the plot. That's an interesting one.
Well, they could just take like one little portion. It could be a love story, and it could just be about me and Marina. That could be... Yeah, that's 2 years. We've been together 2 years now, so that's enough. Don't know how it ends yet, but...
Ends on a cliffhanger for now.
Yeah, sequel, perfect. I love a sequel.
Yeah, he'll double dip with that Hollywood blockbuster. Yes, please, 500 million. Yeah, and the next
be a double disc DVD. Do you remember when they used to buy video VHS and there'd be 2 videos in one? I think there was sometimes.
Yeah, I think so.
Album.
Do you mean the VHS? Are we talking about
VHS? It's like a massive box with two videos.
Vaguely. I'm stuck on the DVD, you know, when they've got the plastic insert that rattles around when you open it.
Oh, right. What, the little leaflet thing?
No. Like when there's 2 in there, you open it and there's this extra...
Oh, and it's like flapping.
Yeah, flapping around.
I hate that. Well, that's exactly what my DVD is gonna look like, by the way.
Good.
Good. Well, that's a really interesting one. Is anything coming to your head for you? You've had a very interesting life, full of adventure. There'd have to be some travelling in it.
Yeah.
Why don't we say why don't I choose some chapters from your life for a film, and you choose some from mine? It's probably more interesting. You know, you have to be really up yourself to make a film about yourself. Like,
I was ready to suggest of my life, but yeah, I'm joking.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah. No, yeah, I like that. Okay. What do you think of me? Where would you go with my plot? The elements of the plot. I've got nothing, Charlie.
Well, your time at uni. Yeah, because that's where you met me. We could do like the story of Ruurt /
the story of our friendship. You know,
the story of our friendship.
It's been a fantastic journey.
It's been lovely.
There's been some heartbreak. There's been some excitement. There's been some, you know, real ups and downs. But you know, mainly huge laughter. But
huge laughter. There's definitely been some tears.
I think it's a crowd pleaser, a family friendly movie.
Yeah, a film for the family.
Yeah, until it's nighttime and you take your boxers off.
Yeah, but you got to have those moments. Oh God.
Oh dear. But unfortunately, we are out of time for part 1. So we will leave that there. We might continue the plot of our friendship in part 2, but we've got the main course and dessert to get through. So we've got plenty to talk about. But we'll leave part 1 there. Guys, if you haven't already, go over to the BritishEnglishPodcast.com to get the free worksheet. And you can find the transcripts in the premium podcast and plenty more learning resources in the academy. But yeah, thank you very much, Harry. I hope you enjoyed it. We'll say goodbye to part 1 people right now, and we'll continue in part 2.
Bye, part 1 people.
Excellent. Goodbye. We will leave it there for part 1 of today's episode. Thank you very much for listening up to this point. If you did want to listen to part 2 and part 3 of this conversation, then you can head over to the BritishEnglishPodcast.com and check out the premium podcast or academy memberships. The premium podcast gives you access to the full conversation along with extended glossaries, transcripts, and flashcards, whereas the academy gives you all of that plus exclusive videos and audios for the season-based episodes, explaining the vocabulary, exampling them, giving you quizzes, writing assignments, and weekly speaking classes on Zoom. But if you were just here for part 1 of this conversation, then I thank you very much for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed the show. Do grab that free worksheet by clicking the link in the show notes. My name's Charlie, and I will see you next week on the British English Podcast.